Hi guys, it's Sheila Shimmers. Welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to be playing around with some colors. I kind of wanted to do something a little bit more creative and just play around with some different things that I do have, like these eyeshadow bases that are from Louise. And I just don't get to use them often. I don't tend to do these kind of makeups, honestly, a lot, because I don't feel like I'm an expert at it. But I do want to improve kind of my technique. So today I want to just sit down, play with makeup, and hopefully you guys enjoy this video. I'm sorry if I don't do it perfectly. If you have any tips, please leave them down below because I will appreciate them. Anyways, before we get started, don't forget to subscribe below and also ring that notification bell so you don't miss out on any of my videos. And without further ado, let's just go ahead and jump right into it. So I'm going to start by priming my eyes. I'm going to be using the Louise base in the shade Rumor 02. This is what I always use for my makeups, and I just really like how everything comes out with it. So I'm pretty sure I'm almost out of this little tube, but I'm using just the rest of what's left in here, so I'm squeezing it really hard. So anyways, I'm just going to put this all over my lids, and that's going to be our base for our makeup. So I'm just putting this all over my lids, and I kind of pat it in like this, all over the lid, and then whatever is left, I just kind of bring it towards my brow, and then I go and clean up under my brows. So this is how I like to do it, and it works really nicely for me. So that is what I do. I usually don't put any of this on the top of my brows. I just kind of leave it like that because that is the look that I like. So then after that, I'm going to take just a stippling brush. I use the Makeup Geek, if I can find it. This one right here. And it's not meant for this. I'm pretty sure it's a chic and blush stippling brush, but I just like to use this, and I just kind of pat it in. It just works really nicely for it. And there we go, we have our base. The thing I'm going to do is jump right into my eyeshadows. I chose this one from Clara Cosmetics, and this one is the Abu Dhabi eyeshadow palette. I'm going to start with the shade Emirates right here, and I'm going to put this all over my crease. So we're going to start in the center like normal. So this area right here is going to look exactly like if you were doing just a regular makeup. And then once you get to this area right here, it's kind of where you kind of do like this and kind of fade it away towards your brow. You don't want too much shadow to go on that area, but you just want kind of a little bit. And I feel like I always put more shadow on my right hand just because I'm using my right hand, and I just I don't know, I'm a little bit tougher with it than when I go like this. I don't know if that happens to you, but I always have this eye way more vibrant than my left one. So I'm just gonna blend this, and I'm gonna be using this shade right here. This is called Karak. Yeah, Karak. And this one I'm just gonna blend right on the top. Ooh, that's what happened there. That was not as pigmented on the other side, I swear. So anyways, I'm just gonna blend it right here too. Okay, something happened here. It's really pigmented. But basically, I just want to get rid of that harsh line that I had from that really bright and red color. It's like a brick, a darker brick color. I really like that color, by the way. I feel like it's really beautiful, especially on my skin tone. I just really like it. That's blending out really nicely. I do think that I brought it too far up on my brow because, like I said, when I first applied it, it just was very pigmented for some reason. So I'm gonna just go back in with Emirates, and then I'm just gonna repeat this process one more time. Alright, so I like how this is looking. I'm gonna go with a much darker color. I'm gonna go with Oud right here, and I'm gonna take this and I'm just gonna kind of outline the shape of our cut crease. So I'm gonna start right here. I'm gonna bring it in a little bit, and then kind of create a circle around my crease. And then I'm going to come down like this and bring it up. Okay, so I'm going to take Emirates, and I'm going to put it right over top of it. And I'm going to try to blend it in a little bit. But I'm not putting any more product in it, and I'm just really blending this in. especially on this outer area right here. This is where it's gonna get a little bit hard. I'm gonna be using the Basic Brights from Louise, and I'm gonna use two shades. I'm gonna use the Hot Orange and Yes 8 Yellow. So I'm gonna start with the orange one, and I'm just taking this with a flat brush. And for some reason, the orange one is very bright and like thick, and for some odd reason, the yellow one is like oily, and I don't know, it just doesn't create like a pasty consistency. It's just really weird, and I don't know if that happens to anybody, but if you have like, I don't know, a tip on how to use these, please let me know, because I struggled more with the yellow than the orange. I actually didn't really have any trouble with the orange. The only thing I've noticed with these is that you do have to set them with some eyeshadow, otherwise they're just gonna stay wet for a long time. So I'm just gonna start kind of outlining that shape, and hopefully I can match it to the other side. They are kind of like really different on shape, but it's gonna have to stay that way. I'm gonna jump into the Beauty Bay 42 Matte Shades eyeshadow palette. I really like this, and I'm gonna jump into this color right here, which is a really vibrant orange, and I'm gonna set this base with it. I feel like it's a perfect color to do this with, so that's what I'm gonna be doing. It's called Heat Wave, which is very appropriate. So I'm gonna start right here. I'm just interested in kind of setting really close to the line. I don't really want to set like my whole eye. But yeah, these bases are like really cool, but they're like super tricky to work with, and I personally find them very hard just because I haven't had someone like explain to me how to use them. And for some reason, like whenever you look up a review or something, people using them have like no trouble with them. So it's just kind of hard to like see what the hell they do to get it out so perfectly. So I'm going to take this Bioderma Sensivio makeup remover and also a Q-tip. And I'm just going to wet this a little bit. And I'm just going to try to remove whatever is on my lids that I don't want there, so I can apply the next base. So I'm going to start from the end, just because I feel like it pulls product way easier than if I went the other way. And this base is like really thick, as you can see. Like if I try to use the same Q-tip a couple of times, it just kind of puts the product back on my eyes. So I'm just going to go slowly like this. It's also easier because your hands like naturally create that shape for you when you swipe. And just remove the excess. Whatever's on your actual face, you can just take off with some like a makeup wipe. So don't worry about that. This is where it all went wrong on this eye, because I started using the yellow base, and for some reason the yellow base is just very oily, and I had to completely change like the look that I had in mind because it just wasn't working. So let's start. I'm gonna apply this. I let it sit a little bit longer. When I first applied it on my left eye, I kind of just put it right onto the brush, and it was very oily. So this side is definitely looking better, so I think that's the trick, to just apply it somewhere like on a flat surface, and then just let it sit there for a couple of minutes until it's not oily anymore. So I'm gonna start doing the same shape but a little bit lower. Oh my gosh, this eye is gonna be so much different because it's actually working now. You know? So maybe I shouldn't apply any more product and kind of make it like the other eye, because it was really sheer and I just couldn't fix it. Alright, so now we're going to set that with some shimmer, and I'm going to go back onto the Adobe palette, and I'm going to go into Enchanted. And honestly, this has to be one of my favorite shimmers ever, because it's like a yellowy shimmer. It's such an odd color, and it looks amazing. So I'm going to go with that, and I'm going to put this all over this yellow base to kind of set it. I'm going to go in with the Sheila Glitter and Glow Liquid Eyeshadow. This one is in the shade Follow the Sun. And it's just a really pretty, like, goldish shade. So I'm going to put this all over that. Especially, like, on this area right here in the beginning. Kind of like that arch. I just want it to be, like, really glittery. So that's what I'm doing. Once I'm done with that, I'm going to go in with the Sephora eyeliner, and I'm just going to create a little wing liner. Not a little, just longer than I would normally do. And then I'm going to let that dry, and then I'm going to put just a little bit of eyeshadow like I did over here, so it doesn't look as yellow. Lastly, I'm going to take CD Dusk, which is this one, and I'm going to use that as a brow bone highlight. Okay, it was looking a little crazy, so I went ahead and even finished like my lips. So all I have to do is underneath my eyes now, and I'm just going to do this real quick. I think I'm going to just put, I don't really know, but I think that I'm going to put the Carac color, this one, and just see how it looks, because I feel like it's very heavy on the top, so I don't want to like overdo it. So I'm going to take a small brush. I definitely have to connect it to the eyeliner somehow because I brought the eyeliner really low. I'm going to take a little bit of Ode, but just like the tiniest little bit, and I'm just going to put this like really close to that liner. Yeah, I feel like that does it. What do we think? This is a very heavy makeup. It's definitely something out of my comfort zone and definitely something I have to improve, but I do like it, and I feel like the colors aren't horrible. Like, I actually really like how this came out. It's definitely something like super out of my comfort zone, but it was a fun video and I enjoyed doing it. It's something that I have to work on more, like this technique, and I hope you guys enjoyed it and something different that you guys are watching. I get tired of just watching, you know, like regular natural makeup because it's what I use on a daily, so I just want to watch something a little bit different, a little bit more creative, see people just like use different stuff that I don't normally use. So that's what I tried to do today. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. As always, please don't forget to subscribe below, like this video, and I will see you guys on my next video. And like I said, don't forget to check out my Instagram right here. I post a lot of stuff, different looks, so check it out, and I'll see you guys on my next video. Bye!